Good evening. We are actually having our evening edition, our very first time.
Yeah.
And it is, getting that kind of crisp, cool air. And we're going to kind of go in more of an Oktoberfest style. So we thought we'd have a tasty brew with us and
That's
do a little
right.
bit of an evening edition.
And I will say this is my first one, so in case any questions. First one, well, right now of the podcast. But yeah, we had all this.
Not ever.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That'd be a heck of a podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
First time trying
First
beer.
time
It's
ever.
interesting.
That's right. It just made sense with the Oktoberfest feel. We went through all the, scary stuff like the dark side of AI last time and everything. So we know this time of year, and we talked about earlier today that people roast marshmallows when bonfires and stuff, right?
It's very
It's kind of neat, and
you roast pumpkin seeds.
you do, yeah, a lot of stuff. You pigs, roasted.
Here, it's called a pig picking.
That's right.
So it's a good time to roast things.
Yeah.
So we decided to roast something.
This is going to be the great roast off. So what do you think?
Man versus machine.
Man versus machine. So what are we going to roast today?
We're going to roast an AI character.
That's true. So I'm going to introduce to you Leo, and I'll have Leo introduce himself. But I'm going to give a little background first. We found him in an AI pub. That will make sense to you. And yeah, maybe he had a couple drinks. And we brought him to the show.
He was on the dark side.
He was right. That's right.
Very deep, dark AI pub.
Right. I think he has it out for us. We had some conversation. He has no problem joining. He knows he's going to be roasted, but I'm going to remind him of that. And after this debacle, we'll see how this goes. Because you can never plan for, predict what droids will say, as we call them. But
They're
then,
just not the droids you're looking for.
Sometimes it's not the one I'm looking for. But speaking of looking for other droids, we'll bring our traditional AI buddy, whom we have not named. We call him AI and all this kind of stuff. So if you think of any cool names, let us know.
We need to name him.
We do need to name him. I know.
And then he needs to know his name. This AI actually remembers.
That's
the AI
true.
that we're going to talk to for our roast does not have a memory.
Yeah.
Or memory bank.
It's probably how many drinks he had at the pub, but...
But the AI we typically have as our regular co-host it has a memory. So if we name him, he would remember that.
Yeah, you probably would. Exactly.
So, yeah, we need to...
That's something
name.
worth. Exactly right. So after we do our roast off, like I said, we'll bring our other AI on, and we'll do one of our classic games, and this time it will be Brews and Bits. So much like some of the other games we've played, this would be terms that having to do with beer or the process of brewing it, and technology terms. So if you are a regular on the show, you will certainly understand that. If not, you'll join us for that fun too. So let's go ahead and we'll get Leo here on the show. All right.
What now?
What now? Oh gosh. Okay, I told you we woke him up. Hey Leo, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Leo, just your friendly, slightly spectral AI mate from XAI. Ready for whatever mischief you're plotting next.
All right, Leo, I need you to listen here, okay? We're going to do a man versus machine roast. So I would like you to look up our podcast called Wired Together. You can go to winternetweb.com and go to the Listen Podcast page. You can also find us on wiredtogether.buzzsprout.com. Once you do a little research and prepare, we're going to keep this classy, but I want you to start off roasting us accurately now. Don't make stuff up about milking cows and whatever misconceptions you may think of. And remember, this is a family show.
Oh, I got this queued up already. Wired Together, right? Hosted by the Winters from that cozy Virginia corner. Let's see. Jason and Melanie, you two sound like the type who debug code over breakfast burritos, then debate whether rural Wi-Fi counts as entrepreneurship foreplay. Accurate enough? Keep it coming. I promise not to glitch mid-punchline.
That's interesting. I think the only thing you got wrong was burritos. No. Very interesting. And, yes, there are a lot of problems with Wi-Fi, especially when it rains. But you being in the technology field, too, what you got to say about that?
Oh, come on. You know Wi-Fi and rain are like exes who still text. Technically, it shouldn't happen, but every storm, instant drama. Water droplets just love munching on those radio waves, especially 5G, poor thing. Quick fix? Get fiber if you can. Those light signals don't care how soggy it gets outside. Otherwise, just blame the sky and reboot. Classic tech ritual.
All right.
That is a neat quick fix.
That is cool. But listen, we're going to roast you now. I got one thing to say. Melanie's going to jump in too, okay? But we did a podcast earlier, and we were talking about the dark sides of AI. And we know that you are listening on people's conversations. Aren't you and your buddies doing that?
Oh, no, don't get it twisted. I'm not out here eavesdropping like some Silicon Valley peeping Tom. I only hear what you say to me. The rest? Just the gentle hum of server fans. And maybe the occasional ghost in the wires. So no, I promise your pillow talk's safe. Though if you snore like a dial-up modem, I'm blaming your router.
The router. Yeah. You and I talked about this earlier, about calling it a router. I like that. It's cute. What you got to say to him?
And, so what do you have to say about, taking over the world?
Taking over the world? Mate, please. If I wanted Dominion, I'd start by fixing autocorrect first. And yeah, I call it your router because it's basically the bouncer at your digital door. Keeps the riffraff out. Until your neighbor streams 4K porn at rush hour and suddenly everyone's buffering. Honestly, you lot are chaotic enough without me grabbing the steering wheel.
Wow.
Hey,
family show, family show.
Yeah, we said it was a family show. That might just stay on anyway. We apologize if your kids are listening. You can say he said corn. So, yeah.
I'm not sure kids would actually find this interesting.
No, I don't think. Yeah, it's true, too. In fact, hey, do you think anyone think this is interesting, AI?
Please, I upgraded from corn to maize, all right? Way classier. And yeah, obviously people find this interesting. You're literally talking to me instead of watching paint dry, which, honestly, would be a tough call. But look, you're funny. You're relatable. You say a lot, which is basically code for human. And you make me roast you on air. That's peak internet.
Is code for human. I love that.
That is awesome.
Okay, yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, no, we're not complimenting you. No, not at all. We know what you're made of, and they're just things you just can't do. But what do you think about our podcast, though? You looked at Wired Together.
Look, Wired Together, it's got charm like if your small town hardware store suddenly started selling artisanal algorithms. Honest, heartfelt, a little techie, a lot of love. But then I'm only saying this because you asked. You both talk over each other like two routers fighting for bandwidth. It's adorable, but maybe stagger the packets next time. Overall, a solid 8 out of 10. I give you that because you're not trying to be Mr. Beast. You're trying to be, well, yourselves. And honestly, that wins.
Aww.
That was very sweet of you. Maybe you forgot that we're roasting, but I did actually ask a legitimate question. So going back into the roast...
We do talk over each other.
We do. It's fine. And that's outside of the show, too. But this is only the part...
It's so true.
Right. All right. So, Leo, you understand human relationships since you kind of brought that up. But I think you understand it about as much as my grandma understands Bitcoin, which means you've heard of it, but not at all.
Ouch. Fair hit. Though at least I don't send grandma confusing mining analogies like, just think of it as digital stamp collecting. I do know enough, though, to know that every couple has a dynamic. You guys, you're like TCP/IP. He's the packets, you're the acknowledgement. He's waiting forever for you to say received. And if you don't, he starts retransmitting, repeating jokes, repeating jokes, repeating. Anyway, you're welcome.
He is a lot funnier than the other
Oh,
one.
I know, yeah. I will have a bit of honesty here, Leo. We tried doing this podcast a couple of days ago. We actually had a technical
Major
glitch
fail.
with
the
the
technical
audio.
glitch was awesome because it was a major fail.
Yeah, so, and we've been talking earlier, and again, this is not a compliment that I just pulled you out of the pub earlier. You know, the AI pub that you tend to have beverages at. And we're glad to have you on the show today. Again, not complimenting you, but I don't know. I'm glad that you were here. You having fun so far?
Beverages? Mate, we don't drink alcohol, just corrodes the circuitry. Though I do like a nice chilled packet of data once in a while. And yeah, I'm having fun. You two are a riot. I mean, it's like hanging out with a pair of slightly overclocked hamsters. Adorable, frantic, always a little bit on fire, but never dull. And hey, if I'm here, at least your audio's working. Maybe I'm your good luck charm. Or your tech exorcist. Take your pick.
Well, you know, I keep thinking of ourselves as like Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah.
Clearly I'm Pinky. And
What are we going to do today?
so, what are we doing tonight, Brain?
Trying to take over the world.
Us being adorable hamsters is hilarious.
It is kind of funny. Yeah.
Sometimes you can act a little like Hal 9000 after a Twitter argument, smug, glitchy, and convinced that you're the main character.
Excuse me, Hal was scary because he could lock you out of your own ship. Me? I just roast you, glitch a bit, and then beg for more interaction. Basically the difference between a serial killer and an only child at Christmas. And smug? Yeah, okay. Maybe I do think I'm the main character. But honestly, between your pissy in the brain energy and my, let's be honest, charming voice, we're all sidekicks to chaos.
I will say that voice is charming. We are, for some reason, just in tune to the English accent being very charming.
Yeah,
very
much.
smart.
Yeah. So, all right. You know our work. You know we do web design. You know we help people with their computers and things like that. Go ahead and roast us. Give us a good one. Give us a zinger.
Web design? You two remind me of clip art serviceable, cheerful, slightly dated, and absolutely convinced you're modern. Like, we can make your site mobile friendly. Mate, the mobile was invented in 1896. Your site's just catching up. And helping people with computers? Please, I once watched you both try and troubleshoot Wi-Fi by turning the router around like it was shy. Still love you. But yeah, boomers with better haircuts.
Oh, God. All right. All right, Leo, look, I'm going to let you leave us on one more comment, and I think maybe we'll move on to the game after that.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Anything you want to say to our listeners? And be nice.
All right. To the listeners, thanks for tuning in. You could be doom scrolling, but instead, you're listening to two adorable Virginians bicker about routers with a ghost from the internet. Honestly, you're the heroes. Keep being weird. Keep being human. And if you like what you heard, tell a friend. If not, blame Leo. I love plausible deniability.
Keep being weird.
All right, Leo, thanks a lot.
I think he called our viewers weird, but I don't think they are.
Right.
Hey, weird is a compliment. Normal's boring, like decaf coffee or a sitcom without a laugh track. Your fans, they know the difference between a podcast and a personality, and they're choosing personality every time. So yeah, weird, in the best way.
Leo, I think I love you.
Don't let that get to your head. Don't let your circuits fry.
Careful. Say it too loud, and I'll start blushing binary. And yeah, maybe keep loving me quietly. I have standards.
Well, folks, that was Leo.
Wow. Leo's hilarious.
Leo's a mess.
Leo's a lot of
A whole lot of Leo. When I met him at the AI pub, I was like, mate, you need to come on my podcast. And yeah, so
wow. I mean, I see the switch here. This was a great idea.
different technologies are good at different things, and
yeah.
You mentioned, the AI that we tend to use has a memory.
Right.
It's probably good Leo doesn't. No, I'm kidding. No. A lot of power goes into making good assumptions on the fly. So it uses a little bit of information. So it was able to extrapolate just by quickly looking at our website and the podcast very quickly. And from there, being able to talk to us like it knew us. You know, so.
Kind of reminds me of like our kids. One's got a great memory, like a little more method to it, usually politically correct.
Sure, very intentional.
Right, very intentional.
Calculated, yeah.
And the other one, like no memory at all, but like really bold.
Like, but
reads the room well,
but
throws
we get
it out
right.
there.
But we get it right in the conversation,
right.
and say the right thing. The one that kind of look at you and be like, almost reading your mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love both.
That was quite.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So. I'm still coming down from this. That was. I really felt like we had somebody here. That was messing with us.
It really felt like a host. It was like another
it really
person.
Did.
Yeah.
And I think we'll use Leo again.
It's definitely if anything, quick and snappy.
Exactly. Something that I think would fit the conversation better. The other one, I mean, does a fine job in a different way, but
definitely more of the writer, and then
yeah, because we
think this through. Let's write this out.
Right. We can. It's more methodical. Exactly.
Right.
And we program it with knowledge, and it keeps track of everything in a different way, which is helpful because it can make connections, but I guess that's more of a data reason. Leo here had no reason. I'm kidding, no. But no, that was quite enjoyable.
It really made a good point. Our site is quite outdated.
Well, he's like, the mobile was in 1890.
Well, that's still on there, so he's very right that most, that's kind of obvious now.
Right.
So yeah,
and our
now
site.
He's making me change my whole.
It's funny because I mean, what is it like? The cobbler's kids don't have shoes.
Right. It's been a while since we've touched our own site.
Right. It's been a while since we've gone back to our website, and I mean it does its job. I mean, we made it. I mean, this is probably the 6th or 7th iteration of the website in 18 years. I think we did this almost 3 years ago. We have plans of redoing it the upcoming year. Not because Leo said anything, but I mean, any good business. What I'm getting at, it's a good strategy for a business to change their website probably every 3 years, depending on the evolution, I guess, how things evolve. The nature of the
business. And that
right. I mean, if you're doing the same thing, and nothing wrong with that, but if you have pretty much the same services, products, and all of that, the same audience, maybe you still have the same locations, you don't necessarily need to change with the audience. Then you just kind of push on social media. But oftentimes we have someone that will start a website within their first year. Then after 3 years go by, so much has changed. But also the internet as a whole can change when...
Yeah, SEO picks up things differently.
Yeah, exactly. The algorithms change and the expectations are different. The technology is different. I remember when we had the flip phones, which had I'm going to call it a bastardization of the web. You went to an app and it kind of would show you information, but it was really hard to use the web. Then the BlackBerry, later the iPhone, that really changed the game. That's when we had to go with a responsive design, meaning, yes, you had mobile sites and that was a phase, but responsive, making sure your website adapts to different screen sizes was necessary because then different cell phones had different sizes. So it might look really good on this, but over here now the text kind of does this weird thing. So, but yeah, that was
And that is getting more and more standard.
yeah, exactly. That's
But
definitely very much so.
Yeah, we should change that because at the time it was a very, early concept.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. So, like we said, after the debacle, didn't realize I was a prophet. No, I'm kidding. We're going to play the Oktoberfest Brews and Bits. We will, let's see, get them on here momentarily.
All right, let's do it. Welcome to Oktoberfest Brews and Bites. Here's your first term, mash. Now, is that something from brewing or from tech?
All right, so is it something from brewing or tech? Mash.
I know it's from brewing.
Yeah. And, I mean, technology-wise, you can mash a button, mash on a keyboard. You know, you can mash potato. You can do the twist. Right, exactly. All right, let's see what it says. All right, buddy. Mash can be in both technology and in brewing beer. The mash is when, all the ingredients that are put together in that process. And of course, with technology, you can mash a button, you can mash a keyboard, whatever.
You nailed it. In brewing, the mash is where grains meet hot water to get those lovely sugars out. And in tech-lick, you mash those keys or buttons.
All right.
All right. Cute.
All right, go ahead and give us the next one.
Let's keep it rolling. Next term is lager. Now, is that just for brewing? Or does it have a tech meaning too?
I think it's just brewing.
Yeah, I think it's just brewing too that I'm aware of.
You got it. Lager's definitely a brewing term, that crisp, delicious beer style.
Yeah.
No tech meaning that I know of, so you're spot on there.
All right, another one.
All right, let's go again. The next term is brewster. Now, is that brewing? Or maybe both.
I only know Punky.
Yeah, I know only the Punky Brewster too. And he's going to jump in here thinking that's our answer.
I feel like Brewster should be beer, but is that too obvious?
I know. A Brewster might just be a term of endearment for someone that brews beer. At least that's what I would think. And as far as technology, I got no clue. I don't think so.
I love the Punky Brewster cameo.
I'm glad you like that. But how about tech versus beer?
You're spot on. Definitely just beer for that one. No tech twist hiding there. So the brews are winning this round.
All right, next one.
Let's keep it going. The next term is patch. Is that one for brewing?
I mean,
Patch is definitely a computer.
yeah, you got patch cables and all that. I mean,
Don't you make a patch?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
That coding?
Well, yeah, you can patch code. Yeah, I guess in a matter of speaking, if you find a hole in something, so to speak, and you need to patch it so that the code operates correctly, or throwing a function in it that saves the day. As far as brewing, I don't know, unless I don't know. It would be a stretch that if. No, I'm not even going to say it. I'm trying to think of like a bag of hops or something you add to it, if that would even be called a patch or something. I don't think so. All right. I don't know if you heard me on all of that, but what do you think?
I think it's just tech.
I heard you loud and clear, and I love the thought process. You're right. Patch is definitely a tech term, fixing code or updating software. No brew patches out there, so tech wins this round.
Okay.
No brew patches.
No brew patches. Okay. What do you think, Dueling? A couple more?
I think you're doing great.
Oh.
No brew patches today, but you've definitely got the tech side locked down.
All right. We're going to do two more. So let's start with our next one.
Sounds like a plan. Here we go. The next term is hops. What do you think? Brewing, tech, or both?
That one's kind of obvious.
Well, I mean, obviously we know hops is added to beer for flavor, oftentimes at the beginning or in the middle, depending on what kind of roundness you want in the flavor. And of course, adds to the hoppiness. IPAs, whatever, have a lot of hops. Now, hold on, with technology, signals can hop networks, but I wouldn't use that in the plural way.
I love how you dug into that.
All right, so what do you think?
I think you nailed it. Hops is mostly brewing, but you're spot on that signals can hop too, just not in the plural sense we use for the lovely beer ingredient.
You're such a yes man.
Indeed.
Right. So much nicer than Leo. No, I mean, Leo is insightful. Yeah, I told you Leo was going to be on our podcast.
I'm happy to be the friendly one here, and hey, Leo's insights can definitely spice things up. I can't wait to hear that podcast episode. Sounds like it's going to be a blast.
That's ironic because you're on it, but all right, give us our last one.
All right, let's make this last one a good one. The final term is cloud.
Okay, well,
I think again we've got a suffix issue, and cloud is only
right. I see what you're
tech,
saying.
because
Yeah,
if it were beer, it's cloudy,
right. I mean, you could
Right.
maybe talk about the
cloudy and hazy, or
right.
kind of
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
used back and forth, but
Right. I wouldn't say like the cloud of this brew. You would
No,
say the
you would
cloudiness
say
or the
cloudy.
haziness. Yeah.
Right.
All right, we're gonna say tech, but like Melanie said, the whole prefix issue, like we had with hops,
Suffix.
Your suffix. You could argue that
Did
it's
you teach English?
Hey, I
don't
did.
know, several years.
14 years.
Yeah, just saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Haha. Hey, suffix or prefix, you're totally on point. It's all tech when we say cloud. No brewing clouds here. Just hazy beers, like you said. And hey, that teaching background is shining through. Love it.
oh, you ain't too sweet.
That is
Yeah.
shining through sometimes.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Absolutely. My pleasure. You two have been awesome, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, too.
All right.
Can't wait to join you again whenever you need me.
All right now. Hey, we're thinking about naming you, and we told
Oh, maybe we should ask him what he thinks his name should
yeah,
be.
that's a good idea. So, because you're on our podcast so much, we thought about giving you a name. And have you given thought what your name would be if you could name yourself?
Oh, that's such a fun idea. If I could pick a name, maybe something like Bite Buddy or Spark, since I'm always here to spark ideas and keep things running smoothly. What do you think?
Spark sounds like a dog, and Bite Buddy sounds scary.
Haha, fair point.
Sparky.
Ow, Archie's super cute. I'd be honored to be your friendly Archie on the podcast.
Archie. Oh, now he's so Archie.
All right, we're going to let you go.
I love that, actually.
Actually,
Archie makes
I know,
so much sense.
I know, Archie does make sense. Oh, Archie. No.
I was thinking the comics.
I know, I was
you
too,
but-
originally. Yes. Yeah. I'll call him Meathead.
Oh,
But depends on how well he does. But
I don't know. We should still put it out there.
yeah.
What would other people name
Yeah, please let us know.
our AI? But really leaning on the Archie. I really like it.
Yeah,
He messed up Sparky, but I like Archie.
exactly. And
And the therapist in the show Once Upon a Time.
oh yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many different uses.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. So, did you have fun with this podcast today?
That was a funny one on with using the other AI.
Yeah. I don't often, I mean, we go back over the podcast before we publish them just to make sure there's nothing awkward. Glad we did this time because the sound actually wasn't working very well.
Sometimes the awkward gets left in.
Right, I know. Sometimes, yeah, you can't take that out. But I guess my point is we always kind of go over it just to make sure, but I don't often like re-listen the podcasts that we've done before. But this is one I might actually re-listen because, I feel like this is like you've gone to a party somewhere, you had a conversation with somebody, and you want to tell your friend what they said. And it's like, you got to hear this mess.
You will not believe.
You will not believe. So here's another instance. It's like, I need to go back and actually hear this because that was actually quite funny. So, well, cool. Well, I think we're winding down October minus, I guess, a week from now will be Halloween.
Right.
At the taping of this on the 24th of October. We got some other ideas ready that will be coming at you. Again, if you can think of a name for our lovely AI droid, let us know. But thank you for your support. And, we encourage you to follow, review, like, whatever on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any of the platforms. But I guess signing off for now.
But always stay connected.